All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Game number 5 between Tarson and Naugrim. And this time we are on Typhoon Peak, and this is the next game in the series between these two players. It has been a great series so far. I cannot say enough about it. I have just really enjoyed casting this series. TVZ can definitely be very interesting come the late game. If you let the Zerg macro up very hard and you don't harass him enough, you can run into a lot of problems. And I think in all honesty, that's the main issue we've been seeing from Tarson. Just not doing enough damage to Naugrim and letting him build up this strong death force. Lots of banelings, mutas thrown in there, even mixed in some roaches and festers. We've been seeing some really nice play from Naugrim overall. But anyways, it's anyone's game at this point. It's a new game, it's a new day, so who knows. And I've got another drink recipe for you. Let's keep this rolling here. Next one's going to be the French Martini. Now, the French Martini is going to be quite a big variation from a regular martini. A lot of times, a martini is just basically the vodka or gin and vermouth, and that's it. Sweet or dry vermouth, whatever, it's all preferential. Usually, though, for martini, it's dry vermouth. Sweet vermouth is used for Manhattans. But anyways, so martini, what is this one going to be? Well, the French Martini is 1.5 ounces of vodka, and then 1/4 ounce of Chambord raspberry liqueur, 1/4 ounce of pineapple juice, and then a twist of a lemon peel. This is a sweeter variation of a martini. A lot of times martinis aren't really that flavorful when you go for a regular old-fashioned plain old martini. But anyways, there you have it. That is the French Martini recipe, and let's get into some StarCraft. Naugrim coming down with this expansion, as he's pretty much done, I think, every game so far in the series. He's gone for that 15 hatch, and he is keeping up with the Joneses here and doing what he's used to doing, and it's worked pretty well for him thus far. We can see Tarson opening up with that racks. He does have this refinery, so not going to be trying that 2 racks early aggression like he has been doing the past couple of games. He does have the Marine going to be spotting out of his base, so probably trying to catch that drone as it tries to move down to scout, and that's actually pretty smart of him. No reason to leave him up high and let that drone get in just a little bit. If you keep him down low, you can pick him up, and if you're paying enough attention, you can actually even kill him before he gets into your base. So here we go, moving on out right now with this Marine. Drone needs to be careful, doesn't want to get too close, and actually, yes, he's going to be losing this, but no, Tarson moving in the wrong direction. If he had actually managed to cut back at the same time that Naugrim did pull back that drone, he would have been able to get that extra shot or 2 off, but unfortunately didn't quite work out for him. That Marine is not going to be able to actually catch up, but still trying nonetheless. You can see huffing and puffing back there, trying to catch up to that drone, but not going to be able to do so. Hence right now, finally, Tarson scouting out the base of Naugrim, going to be moving on up, and he's going to see no gas at all. Very delayed. I hope so. I almost hope that Naugrim does go for that Spanish style build, going very queen heavy. That can be very effective. I think overall more effective against a Protoss opponent, but it's not necessarily not going to work against a Terran player. It definitely has its pros, and it's something that's worth trying out. So anyways, we do see this factory coming out right now, just about finished over here for Tarson. Tarson's still just on that 1 refinery, so not expecting anything like cloak Banshees. He may, of course, go with Banshees, but they're going to be uncloaked. Sitting on just the 1 refinery, he's not going to have enough gas to go for any of that heavy tech early on in the game. I love how that mule just drops straight across the screen there. Yeah, so look, still no gas here, so he is going to be just relying on spine crawlers, unupgraded Zerglings, and these queens here as well. I almost expected another queen. There we go. We have another queen coming out, and this could actually work quite well just with those spine crawlers and those unupgraded Zerglings and these queens. You can defend yourself very well against any sort of possible early push. We can see right now trying to move out with these small group here of Marines, but once he catches wind of those spine crawlers, he's probably going to decide to just head back home because he can't really deal with those. He doesn't really have what is necessary. Dropping down the critter there, very bad manners, sir. What did he ever do to you? Dying in a bloody mess. How did this? Did you see that his skin just like faded off? It's kind of weird. Anyways, 1 Marine getting killed there, a splatter all over. This is actually pretty gruesome. I've never taken a close look at the animations there. Anyways, back inside the base, there's that, as you expect, that Banshee, but unupgraded, as I expected. Again, with that just 1 refinery for this point in time, he couldn't really afford it. There's that Expo there as well. So going to be opening up with this Harass here with these Marines, Hellions, and that Banshee. Going to want to wait till that Banshee comes into play, though. He's going to have a very hard time, like I mentioned, dealing with those spine crawlers. Even with that Banshee in play, though, still going to have a hard time because if he tries to use the Banshee to take out these spine crawlers, he's going to get Queen's Spike right to the face, and that's very dangerous. We can see these two Queens blocking the ramp right there. Another Queen up over here. So loving this play. It was, in fact, a Spanishawa style. He waited to get those extractors until he hit. I think it was around 40 supply. You can see right now at about 47, but that is just perfect. This is something I've been trying a lot when I play Zerg. It's a very fun and interesting build, and it's been very, very effective up until this point. Really fast tech, you got to be a little concerned about. For example, if we saw like super fast Cloak Banshees, or against a Protoss player, if we saw super fast DT, then that's a big cause for concern. But even with that, if you expect it and if you scout it coming, you can just drop an Evo chamber and get some Spore Crawlers, and you're going to be all set against that Cloak tech. So there you go. Banshee going to be moving on up straight into the main, and this actually has an opportunity to do a bit of damage. There is that Evo Chamber in preparation for that possible Cloak, but again, there is no Cloak coming out from Tarson. He does have that Expo, it's finished changing into an Orbital Command. Does have 2 racks coming down right now as well, and here we go. Going to be moving right on in, starting to do some damage, and he does have an opportunity to do a little bit of damage. He just needs to stay away, of course, from these Queens. That's the last thing he wants to do, and actually just heading back home. Not even going to, is he going to circle back around? I hope so. Would like to see him circle back around, try to do some damage back here, also scout out. He would see this Baneling Nest if he does happen to move back there. But yes, overall, as a Zerg player and as a commentator watching Zerg players, this is a nice build, and I like it. I like this no gas till 40 plus supply, and just relying on the Spine Crawlers, on upgraded Zerglings, and those Queens. And here we go, actually meeting up with that second Banshee. Tarson's going to be pushing out with these two to try to do some damage and scouting, taking a look back in Tarson's base. Does he have anything else? He does have these double reactors coming down, so going to be going with that same unit composition. There's that Raven. I expect to switch right now to get out some tanks, and here comes that Harass, but he's going to have a hard time with all of these Queens in play, and that's the kind of the main point. There's way too many Queens for him to actually properly deal with this. So at this point, he's probably just going to be headed back home. He may even try to head in for another scout here of the base and try to do a little more damage. But overall, this harassment has been basically nullified. There's not a ton he can do at this point. Zerg is moving across the board. There's some free kills right now for these Banshees, as well as this Hellion going to be going to work. And yeah, it's absolutely positively fantastic. Some really nice free kills there. And what is he doing? Moving out with a Raven and 2 Queens. Gonna be trying to continue up this harassment. Is he gonna wait till he gets that point defense shown? That would be a good idea. Oh boy, I'm glad I just thought of that. He's gonna be killing off some creep tumors, but what he can do is he can actually move in, and once those Queens move up to engage, just drop that point defense drone and continue up that harassment. Once that up, those Queen fire will be nullified. I guess he was just going for the killing of the creep tumors though, because it looks like he is actually headed back home. But that would have worked. That would have been he could have done a little bit of damage with that. So here we go. Zergling's pushing on across the board. We do have a few Hellions right now. That should be able to take care of these as long as he micros properly. He has an opportunity to do a lot of damage, getting trapped by one, but he should be doing okay. Needs to be very careful. Doesn't want to get too close. There we go. Banshee's pulling down to help deal with this. Going to be losing those Hellions, unfortunately. Not microing that one Hellion at all. He is returning the favor a little bit, though, by killing a few Zerglings. Actually, wow, that Hellion did live because of that assistance with that Banshee fire. Banshee's moving on down, going to be checking the third, and right in the nick of time, because as you can see, Naugrim just came down with that, so probably going to be forcing a cancellation right here. He doesn't have enough. Muta's about to hit the board, though. Does he have any in play? He's got 5 already. Got that 6 coming through right now, so these Mutas are going to be moving down to engage this, so we're going to see a point defense drone or a turret or something. No, not even going to bother. Going to try to run away, probably drop that point defense drone, but he's pretty much lost everything here. Yeah, it's... there you go. As soon as the Raven leaves, yeah, so very unfortunate there. Didn't quite work the way he wanted it to. He's going to be pushing out right now, though, with some Marines and tanks, and probably with this Hellion as well. So at this point, Naugrim does need to be careful. He's probably going to want to head back home to try to defend this. Little smiley faces there, raised eyebrows. Actually, no, that is not a happy face from Naugrim. Naugrim was not happy. Maybe we did see a pause from Tarson. I'm guessing that is what happened. Anyways, taking a look in Tarson's base, going to be coming out with another barracks, finally getting that additional production building. There are those expected tanks to continuing up that production there. Tarson's going to be making this push, trying to see if he can do some damage here. There are a lot of Speedlings and Mainlings. Let's take a look at that army there. 40 for Naugrim and 54 for Tarson, almost getting caught out of position. We can see those Speedlings and Mainlings just almost barely rolled into those tanks there. That stoppage of creep tumor spreadage that we saw from killing off a couple of creep tumors there was actually really good, because by now I almost expect Naugrim to be somewhere around the center of the map with that creep spread, but he was unable to do so because he lost, I think, 1 or 2 creep tumors that would have allowed him to continue to produce. Now at this point, Tarson does know that that third is up, so he is in fact going to be trying to come up with a third himself, trying to get himself that little extra edge, that advantage. We do have that infestation pit. That's a hatchery. Where is that infestation pit? Is this it? Yes, it is. We have that infestation pit coming down right now for Naugrim, and obviously, as I selected, that extra in-base hatchery to allow him to get out some additional larvae. Muta is trying to do some harassment, but wow, I think he just took heavy losses there to his Muta count, because there were a lot more Mutas than that, if I recall. Yeah, so that's no good at all. He walked right into a bunch of Marines, and those got sniped down very quickly. Tarson going to be getting up that X-Bill sometime very, very shortly, and actually it looks like Naugrim looking to push out right now, trying to do some damage. He wants to try to drop down this point defense drone. Don't want to let that stay up too long. You know, it's not... Who wants that up, you know? Who wants a point defense drone just watching everything they're doing? So going to be taking that down right now, and yeah, there we go. There you have it. What am I even talking about? Come on. Come on, Force, get in the game. Do you even know what you're doing here? What are you doing? Well, we do have some upgrades coming out right now. Pathogen glands coming out. Level 2 upgrade for that Carapace. Level 2 upgrade for those Zerg melee attacks as well. And how are we doing over here for Mr. Tarson? How are his upgrades? He is 1-0. Doesn't have any additional upgrades coming. Would like to see that second engineering bay, allowing him to pump out both those weapons and that armor upgrade at the same time. And here we go. Tarson moving down into his third right now, trying to get us some turrets. Actually going to get this one SCV sniped. Needs to be careful. No, SCV does live. Some nice repairage action going down. Muta's going to be moving, trying to move into the main. No, there are enough turrets to deal with that small group of Mutas, and here is that fourth coming down from Naugrim, because right now Naugrim does know that Tarson is in fact moving to his third. Another look at that army tab, 79 to 56. Tarson still at the lead right now and actually pushing out at this point. Tarson going to be looking to play a little bit aggressive right now. Needs to be careful. Again, we're seeing a spread. This is what Naugrim has done every game, spreading out his forces into two different attack groups and then hitting at one time with them both. You can see he's even got them hotkeyed both sides, rolling it from both sides, catching those tanks. Unsiege Banelings rolling straight into those Marines right now, trapping them in the corner. Banelings forcing the spread there, and so much damage going down. There are quite a few Marines left, but I don't think it matters because there are a lot of Baneling going forward. You're going to force these Marines to push back. A tank, lots of damage going down, but the tank does get dropped. Banelings rolling forward to deal with a small group of Marines. His Marines should be able to head back home, but he pretty much just lost everything there. Well, I guess keep in mind, though, at the same time, Naugrim lost everything that he had. He threw basically his whole army, but look at how quickly Naugrim can re-up that army and head out for a counterattack, and this is kind of the danger. You do that big engagement with a Zerg player, but he's got so much extra larva stored up, he can just re-up that army and then push out almost instantaneously, catching that one tank unsiege, doing a little bit of damage. Banelings rolling in to finish it off, and here come those Speedlings rolling straight into that Expo, and actually going to be walking right up into the main here as well. Tarson not sitting on a lot of army right now. He only has 32 as opposed to 54. Speedlings rolling up, trying to do what they can. We do have Medevac sealing them down, though. A couple more Speedlings coming in. Muta's going to want to try target fire down that tank. That tank is pretty low health, though. The Speedlings going to take care of it. Speedlings stopping all the mining here at the natural. We do still have mining here at the third, but there's a lot of damage going down right now from these Speedlings, killing off so many workers. Absolutely devastating attack here from Naugrim. Naugrim, that counterattack, dropping down that Ghost Academy, so those ghosts can no longer do their studies. Very, very unfortunate for them, because we know how well educated they like to be. But anyways, nice counterattack there from Naugrim, doing lots of damage, and that is exactly the kind of dangerous situation. And the same thing is happening right now. He's pushing out with another attack so very quickly after losing a lot of his army. Naugrim at the advantage right now, 63 to the 54. If he could take out this Expo, that would be very, very bad. We can see right now Tarson trying to defend his natural, but if those rocks get worked down, this could be a very dangerous situation for Tarson. But no, he's actually going to just be pushing right into the natural, surrounding those tanks right away, forcing those Marines to push back. There's a lot right now. We do have the Infestors dropping Infested Terrans right now. They have enough to fungal growth. Yes, they do. Fungling down those Marines. They die quickly. Banelings rolling straight into that tank right there. All the mining is stopped over here. There's Zerglings absolutely everywhere. More reinforcement Zerglings streaming on in. Tarson's losing that expansion, and he's going to be losing his main. He's got a couple of guys in production right now. I don't think he has enough right now to deal with this, so one tank doing what it can for damage. We do still have mining going down over here, but Zerglings and Mutas running rampant here in the base. We do also have this Infested Terrans going to be dropping down this factory. Tarson losing all of his production buildings in just one moment. Way too many Speedlings for him to deal with right now. At the same time, though, he does have a counter drop going on, trying to do some damage as well. Is it going to be enough, though? No, it is not. The counter drop does get mopped up. Tarson is forced to call GG, even with any economic damage that he just did with this drop. He lost his main base pretty much entirely. We can see so many Speedlings sitting in the main base right now for Naugrim, and he also has these couple of Mutas, and there just wasn't a lot here to defend for Tarson. So Tarson was just about to lose all of these, even with this mining base that had gone undamaged. Well, doesn't doesn't really matter. If you don't have those production buildings, you can't produce. So there you go, guys. This is actually the end of the series, game number 5. Naugrim did take it. It was a best of 7. So Naugrim winning 4-1 against Tarson. And again, really great series. Really glad that I ended up casting this. Turned out to be much better than I expected. I mean, I guess I don't know what to expect when I just pick up a game randomly, but it turned out to be a really nice game. So there you go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Remember, as always, if you like the commentary, if you like the casting, if you like my style, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Also, go ahead and check out my Diablo 3 channel. That's going to be big news as soon as that beta hits, which actually is going to be not too far from now. So if you like Diablo 3, go ahead and check that out as well. And as always, guys, keep watching and keep owning.